Today I effed up by allowing my girlfriend to date girls. Me and my girlfriend have been a couple for nearly 7 years. We met in college and are now in our late 20s/early 30s. For context, I was her first, but I myself had some significant experience with dating both men and women when we met. Also, as I started college not right after high school, she's some years younger than me. Our relationship has been somewhat open from the start. In the first years, we've been having occasional threesomes and met other couples, which was fun and easy going. I don't think that part was a today I effed up and I would happily do that again. After 4 years, my girlfriend broke down crying and told me that she isn't sure if meeting girls for intimacy with me in the room would be sufficient for her in the future, as she realized she is more bi than she though. This is where the today I effed up starts. I instantly agreed that she can go on solo dates, because I thought, all I want is to see her happy. She will thank me later, this will strengthen our relationship. She doesn't have any experience whatsoever, she will regret not having made that experience later in life if I don't allow her. She also somehow suggested that I will profit from that decision by her introducing me to the women she'll meet along the way. Up to that point, it had been 99% me who had been organizing dates and managing all these stupid dating profiles on multiple platforms. Well, of course, it didn't go well. My girlfriend had quite some fun and all I received were the stories of her experiences. This was perfectly fine for a year or so. At one point, I was allowed to also meet women, after arguing about that point for quite some time, but I just didn't get the point in going on solo dates when all I wanted was a happy girlfriend. I tried once, and then it died down. Needless to say, my girlfriend never ever actively introduced me to a single person she met. After a year or so, things started to deteriorate. My girlfriend had met around 10 women already and I also allowed her to have a threesome with 2 other women. Some months ago, 2 years after the single dating phase started, the situation finally exploded. The breakdown is, she isn't sure of her sexuality anymore. She isn't looking for intimacy, she is actively looking for a relationship on the side because she cannot separate between intimacy and love, she needs the emotional connection to have fun, and it is desirable for her to have a second female partner for the needs I cannot satisfy. She will always think of other women. She isn't sure if she finds me attractive in that way anymore. She never intended to do the single dating part for the sake of our relationship, she was really just doing it for herself. Thus, she wasn't honest to me and to herself the whole time. However, she didn't want to break up as I am still the love of her life, and all she wanted to do was to find a way to have it all. Needless to say that I am devastated, and our intimacy life died. I argued that what she did wasn't being unsure of her sexuality, but persuading me under false premises to agree to her solo dating just to go out and cheat emotionally. I also mentioned that I don't even care if she's dating men or women, it's still not what we agreed on. It's not even the intimacy part that bothers me, but my own levity in this situation. I also cannot handle her naivety in this situation to think that something like this will work out in the long run. We had some heavy fights, and I told her to leave 2 times, I own the apartment. She promised me that things will change, and I believed her. Again. A lot. Not only does it seem that my own sexual desire are a thing of the past. It's been years that I feel valued, important, hot. Hell, it's what feels like forever since I received the last honest SI picture of her boobs with a flirty message. But I think I've just been some kind of weird NPC secondary character in her whole story, and I've been too stupid to notice. On top of that, I am over 30. I have other things on my agenda, such as my career, and I don't want to handle all this stupid stuff you usually handle when you're in your early 20s. I just finished my PhD and transferred to become a patent attorney at the beginning of the year. This shit is constantly taking a toll on my productivity and learning curve. All I want is some stability, a trustful girlfriend, performing well at work and a fulfilling intimacy life. And I know that in a year or 2, she may also realize that the 20s are gone for good, and trust and honesty is the most important part in every relationship. But even after all the shit above, I haven't ended it. Because I enabled her. Still, I am pretty sure what I need to do. Today I effed up by allowing my girlfriend to date girls. It's currently been 6 months since we broke up, or rather, since I asked her to leave. I had my ex-girlfriend repeatedly cross my boundaries, which was stupid enough on its own. She would have likely figured out her sexuality in any case. However, I have been supportive of that throughout the whole relationship, as I myself am somewhat on the bisexual spectrum, but leaning heavily towards women. I may have been more of a provider than I originally thought. Hindsight is 20/20. Having one-sided open relationships is a stupid thing to commit to. The relationship was long doomed even before that post, but I didn't see it because infatuation is a crazy thing. Since we split up, the first thing I did was to try to focus on my new job, which didn't work very well. I had many sleepless nights, lost 7 kilograms and barely ate. However, I also stopped drinking alcohol, bought a new racing bike and started making old friends my new friends. We had a shared circle of friends, to which I also mostly cut contact as well. I now have dozens of other cool people around me. After a couple of months, my solo life started to get better. I realized that my social circle is way bigger than I initially thought. I started therapy, it helps, went to a festival to the UK with people I met on Reddit, went to 2 other festivals with other friends and somehow managed to not get fired from my new job within the trial period. It would be a lie to say that I am currently outperforming at work, but it is what it is. I am, right now, enjoying the first solo vacation since the beginning of 2023, and let me tell you. Not trying to balance a learning curve at work, an ex-girlfriend, no intimacy and the stress of being an adult all at once is something I really needed. Dating-wise, I started online dating roughly a month or 2 ago just to see what's out there. I'm not over the breakup yet, but I am ready to throw myself out there. As long as I don't need to hide my past, things will be fine. I would also commit to a new relationship, if things are going great. So far. It's an experience. Regarding online dating, I only managed the couple's profile with my ex so far and have not been using online dating apps as a single male person, but I am right now trying to sort through hundreds of likes on Tinder and Bumble as I have the great luck to live in a big city. Managing all these deep conversations in person and via WhatsApp is something very new to me. In the beginning, I went on multiple dates a week, probably just to boost my confidence, which was stupid, because there were some no-goes which could have easily been discussed via texting for 10 minutes first. The only thing I really hate is that some women out there talk a lot via text, but when it comes to meeting up in person, they bail. Also, my intimacy drive is currently still very low, but I guess as soon as the right person comes around the corner, which only happened once so far, in conclusion, I guess my experience does not differ from the experience of anybody else using online dating apps, so this probably is the process I have to undergo just like everybody else. The contact with my ex-girlfriend included her inviting me in a polyamorous relationship with her, although at that point in time she hasn't found a new partner, her not accepting the breakup as final or not giving me the closure by simply telling me, it is over because actually, I am more interested in women, her falling back to the same narrative that destroyed my ego in the past years, her always trying to introduce backdoors into her narrative to get back together with me at some point in the future and me asking how the fact that is supposed to happen. You'll get the idea. It took me way too long to simply accept that this is not the person I initially fell in love with anymore. I am good, life is good, there are problems, but different ones than before. I am dating, but mostly ending things after the first date to not lead people on. Read, I am not having intimacy with people who are solely in search for a relationship when I know it is not going to work out. Communication is key. Also, I don't really know what I want yet, other than not being treated like a provider and maybe be a bit kinky again at some point in the future. Also, I want to thank those girls DMing me boobs and the guy who wanted to narrate the whole thing. Who would want to do that?